Hey, good afternoon. So this is going to be an interesting video. Yesterday, so I went out to the bar and I was just kind of talking to some of the younger adults out there. And the one, he goes, I really want to be a mechanic. I just need to figure out my steps. He goes, I'd rather go to university so they can have the business side down. Then I'll get a job as a mechanic and then I'll put the two together. And I said, yo, you got your head on your shoulders, correct. I'm going, what's stopping you? He goes, honestly, nothing. It's just, I'm just taking my time. And I said, you know what? Good on you for having a path. Good on you for finding your passion, stuff like this. And I said, time, time keeps going. So jump on it now. Like if you have that like instant train of thought, jump on it now. So yesterday I was talking to one of my friends and he comes from a little bit of a tougher upbringing, but a lot more wealth and money benefits, which are probably his triggers. And it is what it is. So I get he's trying to fight for himself and he doesn't want to rely on people. And I've tried to help him and whatnot. And it's like that saying that I keep saying is you can lead a horse to water, but can you make it drink, right? Like at the end of the day, you still have to make that leap yourself. And so I said, hey, you know what? Let me look at what I can do for you today. So when I woke up today, and this is a good, interesting life lesson because where I was trying to think of going next for my company is even though I spent about an hour and a half, 2 hours, and I showed him if he needed food assistance, where the food banks are, how to get food, like just to apply to get the food, like what steps he needed. I sent him companies that are of construction that will pretty much hire anyone who's willing to learn a trade. I sent him different websites of places that can do temporary jobs that can just get him by for the next week or two. I sent him a business proposal because his inner passion, and I keep telling everyone this, if you're going to go work for the devil, you gotta swallow your pride. So at the end of the day, and it's funny because I have to look at myself as well after doing this. Maybe I'm going to have a job for this next year. It's not going to be the best job until this fully gets going. And that's okay. That is okay because you know what? One day at a time. So my learning lesson today was that when I did everything for him, so I showed him the food banks, I showed him rent subsidies, I showed him construction companies, I showed him temporary jobs. I gave him a business proposal on how to open up an actual company. He likes to dance. His passion is dancing. So I wanted him to follow his passion, but at the end of the day, you have to pull that trigger, right? So I showed him that. I showed him how to do a virtual dance studio online where he can start selling through clients through Facebook, YouTube, stuff like that. Um, when I when I sent it all out to him, the weird fact of it was is I looked at it and I said, hey, this took me an hour and a half, 2 hours, and sure he's not paying me or anything, and it's just me doing the time, just trying to help him out, getting good karma, just trying to get good karma. That's all I'm really trying to do right now. But it gave me an insight to my own company because when I want to do this for other people, when I looked at it, sure, it's just an easy email. It shows them the steps, but it shows me that I don't have quite the creative side that I might need for this company. And after I make this video, I'm going to go and try to learn how to make just a nice display, almost like a brochure, an online brochure, so that when I send out forward material and I help people out, I'm giving you A to Z. You can read it. There's 5 or 6 different paths. Choose the path that works the best for you. At the end of the day, I can't tell you how to live life. I can't tell you how to be better. That's what you want to do. This is all about you and your life. We all have different passions, different journeys, different everything. And it's kind of interesting. And this is going to be just a little bit of a tangent, but so you know what, even if this incriminates me, whatever. Honestly, I found drugs outside the bar, like on Halloween, And I'm thinking, I don't have a job. I come from a small town that is very drug ridden. It's pretty much, that you're working a shit job, barely getting by. You're either working construction or you're a farmer. And if you don't have those jobs and you just kind of walk around in this city, you're a drug dealer. Like that's the city. We know everyone's side hustle. It is what it is. And I thought about it. I said, like I know how much this is, and it's probably another month of my life. But then, if I were to go down that path, that's what my family did. I know where they're at. Half of them aren't alive. So, this was just a life lesson from God saying, hey, you don't have money. I want to see what you're going to do. Are you going to swallow your pride and your morals just to get ahead just today and prove everyone that your word doesn't mean anything? So, you know what? I didn't sell it. Flushed it. It is what it is. You guys can say, hey, how dare you, blah, blah, blah. I could have even just given it away. But then at the end of the day, I'm just that statistic, right? I'm just not willing to fight to actually be ahead. I'm willing to do whatever it takes at that instant. And it was interesting because I talked to a lot of people last night, and I told them how much I found and everything, and they said, "Yo, that's like $500-600." And I go, "Then what? Then what? I see how quick that $600 comes. I see it. It's gonna be quick. It'll take me 5 minutes if I wanted to. 5 minutes to get $600. It's a fast life. But then once you step over that line, that's the morals that how far are you willing to go? It only takes one step, but then one step leads to two, to three, to four. That 600 turns to 6,000. I'm chasing that high for the rest of my life. You know, I get it. Life's going to be tough. I'm trying to show people your word, your reputation means everything in this world. So after I make this video, I'm going to go learn how to make a brochure. I'm going to make it so that whatever I present to people in the future is going to look beautiful. It's going to come from my heart. It's going to be honest, trustworthy, and just the best possible version that I can put out that would make me happy and satisfied knowing that I did things the right way. One other thing. So, and this was two different conversations, but the fact that they both came up, it's very interesting. So, I have a lot of Mormons that come to my door. I think I've said this in other videos. And I talk to them every week, and they're just nice young ladies. It's good to kind of just hear what they say, and sometimes two out of three times help my life. The third time, I'm just like, didn't really do much, so I don't know what this one was all about. But it is what it is. And she asked me the other day, she goes, well, what would make you happy? And I said, you can't, and I've said this in other videos, and I said, you can't base it on happiness anymore. I said, because at the end of the day, I want a wife. That's not going to be overnight. So that means I'm going to be unhappy for the next 5, 10 years until I find a wife. That's horrible. I want kids. That's not going to happen overnight either. And plus, once you get pregnant, that's another 9 months. So I'm going to be unhappy for the 9 months during that time as well. That's not going to happen. This company, I'm on a month. I got a website. I'm helping out people. I'm reading books. I'm trying to pay for the business license. I'm trying to do things so that once I finally open it up, I've had some trials and tribulations. I'm not going to be 100%, but I should be a good 90% solid that I should be able to figure things out when they arise. And even the buddy that I helped out, he said, I'm not going to help you out with your website until you're very done. He goes, I just want to see how good you are with your artistic side. I want to see the art, the effort, everything, like the heart, the effort, everything that you put into it. And he goes, once you're done, I'll spend 6 hours, 8 hours, 10 hours, 14 hours, however long it takes. And he goes, I'll make it the most pristine website ever. And you know what? Like that's nice. Even though all the stuff I sent him today, he probably could have done it himself. It's an hour and a half, 2 hours out of his time. But now he just has to do those steps for himself. It's a give and take. He's got nothing. I got nothing. But at the end of the day, his skill set, he's got some computer background skill set. He's got web page making. He's got some of that stuff that I don't quite have, which means he's going to scratch my back that way. I'm a little bit older than him, where I've kind of been through the ringer. I've been fired over 80 times. I've been through jobs. I've chased the dollar. I know the highs and lows. I know how to get into things and out of things. I know how to walk the path, but you also have to swallow your pride. I do know how to do that. So it is what it is. There's lots of things I've done in my life. I can tell you, man, I'm on tangents right now. But I can tell you some of the things I've done where I didn't know where I was going to sleep, found a way to sleep. Places to sleep, floors, benches. You find a way. At the end of the day, you find a way. There's times that I had no food. I can tell you, we've gone to bowling alleys. People would leave, and we stole their pizza. I'm not proud about that, but you know what? At that time, I had no food and I had no money. And I'm sorry for what I did in the past, and I'm making up for that karmic. I got a lot of karmic that's coming back at me right now, and I'm okay with this because you know what? I made this path. I chose the left and right steps every day to get to here where I am. So I made these decisions, which means that my goals going forward have to be focused on being a better person, a better life, and what I actually want out of life. And if I make those steps, it should just happen. And the reason I'm going back to the happiness is because I was at the gym today. And this guy, he always sees me. He goes, "All right, what hour are you on right now?" I was like, "Honestly, I'm done my 2 hours. I'm just doing 5 to 6 minutes just to level up, just to go an extra level, just to kind of start bringing that into my routine." And that's what I'm trying to say is being that 1% better. I've already done 2 hours. I've already burned 2,700 calories. I went up, did 6 minutes, level 18, uh, did 1.3 miles and like 200 calories or something. I don't know the exact numbers, but whatever it was. And he goes, "Well, now at least you can go home and chase the happiness." And I go, "Whoa, this is the second time I've had this conversation." I said, "We can't chase happiness." I said, "Because at the end of the day, then I'm still chasing something. And my happiness will never be as happy as some of the things that I've had in the past." And I said, "I can't change the past because that would be depression. So I can't worry about that. The only thing I can worry about right now is this conversation with you, making sure that it's a very cordial conversation. Both parties get their point across. And then at the end of the day, you're blessed, I'm blessed, and we have another day to talk." He goes, "That's a hard way of looking at life." And I said, "That's the only way I could look at life because I can tell you right now, when I go home, I can't even control. I can control the walk going home, but I can't control if somebody's going to cut me off. I can't control the weather. I can't control anything about that walk. I can control try to get home, be happy, just be blessed. At the end of the day, you just gotta be blessed." That being said, God bless, divinity, virtue. Try to be better, 1% better every day. Let's try to help everyone out. You know what? Everyone has skills. Everyone has weaknesses. And it's like Mortal Kombat almost. Anyone can win the game. You just gotta figure out how to use your skills and get rid of your weaknesses, or make your weaknesses very narrow. You gotta take your losses before you become the boss. Let's just try to be better. Honestly, I'm so blessed. God bless you guys. Thank you very much, Divinity Virtue. So have a great day and talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye.